Last time, we embarked on a huge project, converting this van into Alexander's full-time home. We insulated the walls, installed an auxiliary battery, and even built a workstation and food preparation surface, with the help of Johnny from Crafted Workshop. Well, it's been about a month since that last video, and the state of the van has remained more or less the same. Aside from insulating a few areas and treating the wood with poly, we've both been sidetracked by trips and other projects. But maybe procrastination is to blame just a little bit.
Trying to figure out, just make sure everything's dialed before we pass the point of no return, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm thinking about whether I do in fact want the fan over the bed, and if I need the fan closer to where I'll be cooking. Those are two things I gotta consider as well.
Are you ever gonna cook with the doors and windows closed?
Yeah, absolutely. The misconception that a lot of people have because of Instagram is that you just leave the doors open all the time. That's not true. Most of the time I'll probably be cooking with everything closed.
To install the exhaust fan, we'll need to cut a hole in Alex's roof. To say the least, we're a little nervous. Among other things, we're buying a new jigsaw blade to eliminate guesswork. Alex also ordered this adapter plate which fits the contours of his roof. This will not only help us trace our hole, but also provide a perfectly flat surface for mounting the fan hardware. It's imperative that this all makes a watertight seal, so precision is key. After carefully marking our cut with the adapter plate, we applied masking tape to protect the surrounding area. We had reached the point of no return. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole right here.
Oh God, hold on. Oh.
So there it is. That's the point of no return.
Oh my God, that is painful to watch. Ah. Oh my God.
Looks pretty damn precise to me.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, dude. You did I think I saw the focus. It looks solid.
To attach the adapter plate to the roof, I applied 3 beads of sealant all the way around it. We positioned it around the hole and used clamps to locate it while the glue set. As per the manufacturer's recommendation, we coated the top and sides of the adapter with Flex Seal. You know, the infomercial stuff. Flex Seal is thin enough to seep into cracks, and pretty robust when applied in layers. The final surface is rubbery and watertight. The adapter also came with butyl tape to create a sort of gasket width. I installed the butyl and fastened the fan hardware on top of the adapter, screwing it down through the sheet metal of the roof. With more Flex Seal, I coated the fan hardware all the way down to the roof of the van, creating a rubberized skin over the entire assembly. But after all that waterproofing, the fan just plops down on a rubber ring, secured with 4 screws. Now to hook it up to constant power and give it a test run. Pretty cool. This fan has a remote control, multiple speeds, a thermostat, and even a mechanical lid that opens when it turns on. For keeping cool, cooking, or airing out a pile of sweaty laundry, this fan should prove worth the expense and trouble. Alexander and I also installed a roof rack on the front of the van to hold a solar panel. But not just any solar panel, a really, really nice one, supplied by our friend Todd. With a professional background in solar and a good handle on all things DIY, Todd would prove to be a huge help for the next 2 days.
Way steeper than it looks.
Oh, infinitely steeper, dude.
While Todd and Alex worked on mounting the panel, I dug back into the electrical box. Solar panels vary in their electrical output according to sunlight, so you can't just connect one directly to a car battery. You need a charge controller. And you want to mount it like this because you see the fins on the heatsink?
Yeah.
So air rises through them like that. If you mount it sideways, now it can't vent, so you mount it like that. The controller charges the auxiliary battery and provides power for all the stuff in Alex's living space. With this app, we can see the panel actually charging the battery at 5:45 in the afternoon, under cloudy skies. In better conditions, the panel supplies enough surplus energy to run the fan and refrigerator overnight. Oh, did I mention the fridge? This is a super high efficiency fridge designed just for applications like this. It can run all day off the solar panel and all night off stored battery power, without any need to run the vehicle or hook up power from somewhere else. It also opens from the top, which is for a reason. In a typical residential or RV fridge, everything sits on shelves upright. After driving a van like this around towns, cities, and even rough dirt roads, you'd be greeted to an avalanche upon opening the door of a typical fridge. Since Alex's fridge is shaped like a cooler, you can just pack it with stuff and use all the available space. Pretty clever. In addition to the fan, solar system, and fridge, we installed one other thing. Todd brought this high-efficiency power inverter for running anything else Alex might need. An inverter converts DC power like you find in a car battery to AC power like you find in a house. This particular inverter goes to sleep when nothing is plugged into it, and jumps into action when it senses a load. On the outside of the electrical box, we installed familiar looking outlets just like you'd find in your home. It looks pretty legit, right? Ah!
Just snap something.
Yeah, I just snapped the outlet cover. Off this, Alex can charge a drill battery or even run a small vacuum cleaner. I've done my best to keep this electrical box as neat and organized as possible, since I know we'll be expanding this system on an ongoing basis. We even have enough extra space to add another battery if needed. With a bunch of items crossed off the list, we could finally close up the walls and ceiling, which we've been looking forward to for a long time. Even with weird shapes and curved walls, this wasn't too big of a challenge for me. Just a lot of measuring, trial, and error. As for the ceiling, that's where Todd saved the day. This part required a lot more precision than the walls, since we'd be screwing the panels into factory metal beams. I honestly don't know how I would have made that cut and gotten that thing in. I would have ended up going through like 3 pieces of wood. Even more difficult was making a hole for the fan bezel in the exact right spot. Todd nailed that too. To clean up the areas where the wall meets the ceiling, we sanded and stained some 1x4s, which would be cut to size and attached sort of like crown molding. Certain spots like the back required a lot of creativity to get right. But once again, Todd figured it out. Getting the wall and ceiling panels installed was probably our biggest morale booster yet, because it signified the end of the boring stuff. There's no more boring things. There's no more trying to fit a panel over there, or putting in insulation, or putting sound deadening material on the wheel well. Since starting this project, we've performed a lot of thankless and demoralizing tasks, like scraping glue off the floor, and running wires that don't power anything yet. With all the things we finished this week, there's nothing left but fun stuff. Just like last time, we have other projects to work on before getting back to the van. But this time, we're not leaving off with a half-finished skeleton. Now, Alex can throw a sleeping bag in the back of this thing and actually use it. Hey, wait a minute. Thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time.